Live from Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. This is your motivational, sensational, inspirational, educational, keenly awaited, highly anticipated edition of the afternoon swing trading floor. With your humble host, Jeremy Alexander, with another daily dose of mentally delicious brain food, reminding each of you to love life, and trade it. What's going on, my friends? Eric says, how's Music City now? Dude, weather's so pretty right now. It is painful to be inside. So nice. Loving it. Sharon says, what's going on? What's up, girl? James says, hello, Jeremy and everyone. What's going on, bud? Scott McKay, how are you, sir? Hope you're doing fantastic. The land of the R's. That's right. We're here. I think you can all hear me and see my screen okay. So the SPY moved up a little bit higher today. We did retest slightly. There really wasn't much movement. I mean, I ended up just turning off the morning day trading room. There really wasn't much going on. I mean, it was right about here when I called it quits. And then this is when Trump spoke, held a bit of volatility, and then we just popped, and that was it. There was really no big momentum, no swings. Trend still looks good though. Here's the hourly with the extended hours on. Looks comfortable. Looks like a buy the dip opportunity. And here's the non-extended hours. So it just looks like a nice trend at this point. So I just want to simply let you know, don't feel like we're too extended or we can't continue higher or we need a pullback. I mean, this is just starting. Just starting. So have a pullback ready around 270, have a pullback already around 267, and then have one on the hourly chart. Pretty much, yeah, I mean, about where we pulled back today, 271.20 and some change. That's the previous resistance right here, right about there. So that would be, I mean, again, obviously, if we pull back to 270, that'd be great. If we pull back to 267, that'd be great. But just a small pullback on Monday, Tuesday would be all we need. We don't really need a big one. Because, I mean, again, we're just getting started. We haven't had a really good bullish move in a while. So if we get a pullback and you see it, try it. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But I like the move, and trends are going to continue higher. Here's the Dow Jones. Up a little bit on the Dow. Here's the Qs. Falco says there's still a lot of chips and beer at the party. Yeah, man. There is still chips and beer at this party. The Qs made a little bit of a higher high and a higher low today. And this candle sums up the market pretty well today. It really didn't do very much. So we did not place many trades today. It was a pretty slower day. And then the IWM is still building pressure on the on this resistance of which we have been at before. So we got some higher lows, as you can see on the charts. It just took time. That's the thing. I mean, as crazy as it sounds, it just took 4 months for that consolidation to happen, and that's trading. Things don't just go straight up. That'd be too easy. A lot of patience. Patience. Here's FAS, which is the financial ETF. And financial ETF did have a little bit of a pullback today. So again, I don't think that would be too easy for the market to do this and that. That would just be too simple. Now, if it does it, I'm going to try it. But if we hang out, we trade sideways another day or two, Monday, Tuesday, and that's probably the best case scenario. And then we pop, we start making some higher moves. I mean, why not? Don't be afraid of the bullish movement is all I'm saying. If it starts happening, we're not oversold. We're just getting going. We could last a day or two. And, I mean, the grill is just getting fired up, really. I mean, the beer is still in the fridge. There's like 3 people over at the party. It's just getting going. So don't be afraid. What I mean, if it starts cranking out, you see some good bullish candles or some volume or some nice dip opportunities coming in, don't be afraid to take it. And kudos to anyone who bought at that support. Buy low, sell high. It's one of those things you got to ingrain in your body because it feels uncomfortable. Doesn't feel natural. I get it. I know. But there are people out there in the world who are just stone cold killers when it comes to trading. The exact same person who bought there did it again, did it again, did it again, did it again, and did it again. That's James Gerard right there. Stone cold. Frank says, could do it again. Absolutely. If it pulls back down, I'll try it again. So buy low, sell high. It works, just not all the time. That's the stock market. All right. Oops, I don't have the stocks pulled up for today. My bad. Let me do that nice and quick here. Shouldn't take too long. While I'm pulling that up, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Let me know. All right, here's what we got. ABEO, first on the list, up 4%. My good buddy Bob is the only one in this particular trade. He has a $17 put sale on this stock, whatever this stock is, expiring next Friday. Good looking candle. Nice little bullish engulfing candle today. Decent looking trend. So, yeah. I'll throw that on the list for Friday. ABEO. And see where we go from here. Next on the list is EDIT, E-D-I-T, and Bob L. Bob LaFreni had a put sale expiring today on EDIT. I don't have any position on this one, and you might not have any position on this one either, but that's what the afternoon room is all about. It's not about just me, because that would be pretty boring. I'm simply reviewing what you beautiful people want to look at. So good job on that put sale expiring worthless Bob. Nicely done. And there's another one with his name on it, ticker VRX. And VRX does have a nice setup, and I will be setting up a bullish trade on that right now. So a little bit of a hammer candle. I'm going to see if we pull back to that hammer and place the stop below that hammer, and that's going to be it. So Bob's put sale, he did hold that over earnings. It did expire worthless. So congrats. Typing this in, and the entry will be a limit buy of 2035, and the stop will be 1910, and that'll be that. Buy on a pullback. Good trends, nice looking move. It looks pretty. Today is the 11th. VRX. Type in a 1 if you've already done your workout for the day. If you haven't, it's all right. Plenty of day left. There's been a few days I had to push it off until like 10 p.m. But got it done today. That'll be in the stock review. You guys will really like it. Stock review today was nice and long, covered a lot of things, and there's about a 10-minute burpee exercise at the end. It's just going to get longer and longer. Shares would be good. I think it's a great setup based on, I believe, a perfect gap and go. Yep. And it's open because it has not triggered yet. Justin J. says Spartan race tomorrow morning, so holding off for today. Understand. Enjoy the Spartan race. Throw us a video or a picture or two, Double J. Justin said, did 90 yesterday to be ahead. All right, man. That's that Spartan mentality. Sharon says, Donnie B hit it early this morning. Nice. Woo! Feeling good. Yeah. So that's VRX. That's a new setup and new swing trade. Okay. So that's VRX, and I'll put Jason's comment on that. Jason, because he's working on a video. Sweet, guys. Really cool. All right, next on the list is Bud. Why? Sure. Take some more BUD. Ron's got a put sale that expires next Friday, which is going to get close. Budweiser gaps all the time. This is going to be a little bit of an aggressive trade. Here's the monthly chart. I'm not going to make it official, but I'm just going to say for my aggressive traders. if you do fancy yourself as an aggressive trader. Here's how, I mean, it's at the 100 on the monthly chart. James Gerard knows how Budweiser makes money. I like these two candles. I think an entry could be there with a stop right there. Boop. If it pops out of there Monday or Tuesday, it's kind of creating a little bit of a double bottom. It's an aggressive trade. Budweiser gaps frequently. Could also be just a long-term spot to pick up a share or two. Don't have to. I know you all can't be in everything, but it did pay dividends a few days ago. It has okay option premiums from time to time. So anyway, that's Budweiser at the low. James says summertime stock, certainly possible. It's at the 100 on the monthly. This is a spot where it could bounce. Not saying it will, but buy low, sell high. It's Budweiser. We all know how they make money. It'll go up eventually. Next on the list, MDB, the stock that is just running without me. Congratulations, folks. I missed all of this, and I'm sorry. MongoDB. What a beautiful chart pattern. Whew. That is I'm working on a video. I'm going to make a video or a webinar or something at some point. The 2-day pennant pattern. That's it right there. That is a 2-day pennant pattern. 2-day pennant. MongoDB. Gorgeous. So anyway, nice pop. We missed that trade. At least I did. I don't know if anyone else caught it, but if you did, congrats. We'll see if it comes back. Next on the list is Microsoft, and Microsoft is at 97.70. Ash got herself, I believe. Let me see if she's here. She's not here right now. I'm pretty sure it is a $100 covered call. I just don't exactly remember the expiration. So all-time high covered call on Microsoft. Beautiful bounce off the 100. Throwing this in here. And style, Ash. And it's not my Ashley. So Ash and Ashley can get confusing, but if it's Ashley, I'll just say Ashley. But you all know she's only in Netflix and now IQ. Yeah, we'll see if Microsoft, what it does, but that's about it. So next on the list is Apple, AAPL, and Apple sharing a little bit of a pullback today. I mean, weird. I don't think anyone could have thought that it was going to pull back today at all. But it traded to that 190. I got the 190 covered call expiring next Friday. And I forget the gentleman who was mentioning the 4-hour, I think it was Ahmed. Yep, it was. A little bit of an evening star reversal pattern on Apple on the 4-hour. The trend is still bullish, though. So based on this wave rotation, I mean, look at this, these bars, almost comical how good it is. I mean, we trade in, we rotate, we popped higher, so we're at this portion. I'm thinking we get a quicker drop late next week, and we slowly climb higher, and the 190 covered call will get closed. If I end up buying it back next week sometime for less than 84 cents, I will, and you know, and then I'll sell another one, probably a 200 July. Or 205 July, like Victor Gonzalez did. Have a wager with Richard for November that Apple's not going to get below 135. Justin says, I have a 2-year bet that Apple will beat GE's total return with the quants at work. A 2-year bet. Nice. Okay, so you're saying that Apple's 2-year ROI will beat GE's 2-year ROI from pretty much now? Is that what you're saying? That's an interesting bet. It's an interesting bet because GE is so low that it could, I mean, it could double. No, it won't double. I like the bet. I would take it. I'd be on your side. I bet quants love GE right now, don't they? It's dead in the water. GE. Dead in the water. All right, next on the list, Amazon. Amazon. So AMZN, not really doing that much. This is a pretty decent evening star reversal pattern though on Amazon. So here's my thing. I like Amazon bullish, doesn't really bother me, but that is the evening star reversal, and it hasn't actually hit the 10 since earnings. We got close, we haven't actually hit it. So if you're long Amazon, if we take out the low of today's candle, we will hit the 10, or at some point. I mean, it's going to happen pretty soon. Probably more than likely pull all the way back to the 20 before bouncing. Not saying it will break that low, but if it does, just be cautious on that. So if you're long and you want to stay long, if you have shares or longer term call options, you could sell a call against Amazon when it breaks that low. You could also buy a put, getting yourself into a collar. But it's at a really good resistance right now. For me personally, if Amazon had a candle like this on Monday, would I be surprised? No. But I would buy that dip and then let it ride higher. So I wouldn't take the breakout per se on Amazon. Now, speaking of, you remember I made a wager on Amazon. Type in 1 if you guys remember that. So I made a wager on Amazon that's going to hit the 100 before earnings, and that does not count. It got so close. But I did lose that wager, and the bet was I'd have to sing karaoke in front of people if I lost. So you will be getting that video tomorrow, unfortunately for you. It's not a good look, but Santosh already saw it. Yep, it's on YouTube. So I'm just going to email it out tomorrow, but it's already on YouTube public. So, I mean, it's there. But anyway, that's me paying off the wager. So I'm clear, free and clear, ready for a next one. And yeah, that's my thoughts on Amazon. Watch for a pullback, and if it does, you know, I still think it's going to go higher, but protect yourself. We can look at that one, sure, Clive. Next on the list is Etsy, ETSY, and there are a few people looking at playing Etsy as we're just chopping around up here. I believe Victor Gonzalez has purchased this put sale back after had a beautiful bullish gap and go. And what Etsy is doing right now is just chilling at its resistance. Just chilling up here. So we're probably going to enter a little bit of a distribution. It pulled down to the 10 EMA on a weekly chart, almost the 50 EMA on earnings. So we got really close. That was the spot to buy it. Or pick up a little bit. So if I were looking at playing Etsy present moment, which I'm not at the exact time, but if I were, I'd look to dangle out a little bit of a position down here and a much bigger position down here. And then if that doesn't get filled, I would continue to wait for it to trade sideways and then break out. So if you want, you could also sell a put or two on Etsy if you can get some premium on it as it does grind sideways. Because I don't think it necessarily rolls over here. I just think it trades sideways. Etsy was one of those stocks where, and again, I think there's a few of them out there like this. This is just my theory, but it makes a lot of sense because I haven't seen it occur. But when an IPO comes out, right, the stock tanks, the markets and the exchanges aren't just going to let an IPO go to zero because that would make them look foolish. So I don't know how they get the stock to rally. I'm not going to go into that conspiracy theory, but I mean, Etsy was a perfect example. And when it was down here in 2016, when everyone was saying it was over, real life trading was like, nah, dog, looks good. Buy low, sell high. I mean, we know how Etsy makes money, and it's kind of a cool company, kind of an interesting product, very capitalistic and entrepreneurial in nature, which I like. So, yeah. Anyway, we're at a nice resistance, and I mean, anything is possible on Etsy at this point, but I would really just like a little bit more of a sideways movement and then a continuation higher on Etsy. VSH. Every time I see that, it makes me think of VHS. Vishay Intertechnology, interesting name. Frank says, kind of like apron. Kind of like apron. Yep. The weekly chart, double bottom on the weekly. Here's the daily. You got some really good gaps on the daily chart. Good bullish gap and go on the day of earnings. I missed that one for sure. You got a good pennant pattern. Oh, sorry, you kind of have a flag pattern kind of right about now. So let me go look at the long-term moving averages, and yep, those are acting as support. I mean, it looks bullish to neutral to me. Here's the hourly flag, and it's pulling into the 20. So, you know, very similar to anything else. I would take a very small position here at that support. And if it breaks through, probably get out, look to buy again at that support. If that breaks, get out, and then look to buy again at that support. That'll be the 3 limit buy areas I would look to snag some on. Not a very expensive stock, though, only 20 a share. So that's VSH, Vishay Intertechnology. By the way, speaking of, I think we're going to have time today. I mean, we should probably look at these two anyway. I'm talking about my IPO theory. This is Lending Club, and I did try Lending Club, and it did not work. So just throwing that out there. Not everything I come up with works. I bought Lending Club here and held it for a solid 1.5 years and got out around here. And yeah, nothing happened. So I tried it. It still could go up. But the problem is, during that year, I did the Lending Club product. I did the thing on the thing. You know, I did the selling of the loans. I just don't really like it. So I got out. This is a Morningstar on the weekly. The challenge is, I mean, again, Lending Club could bounce down here. If you like their product or you use them, I use the service. I didn't fall in love, so got out. John says, what's the difference between a flag and a pennant? Very easy question, easy answer. It's just the shape. So a bullish flag looks like this, and then a bullish pennant looks like that. It's just the shape. I mean, honestly, it's just the name that people come up with them. It literally doesn't matter what you call it. Frank says, absolute zero candidate on Lending Club. Yeah, if you like the company, if you like the product, if you know a lot about them, you can go to absolute zero. So this on Shake Shack, you could honestly, Don, you could call that a flag. I'd probably call it a pennant because it's making higher lows and lower highs. So you see I kind of draw that triangle. The flag pattern looks a little bit more like this. That's a flag right there. So it's just the shape. But I mean, again, you could call it whatever you want. You could call it the Matthew McConaughey and the David Spade. It's as long as you understand that it's just a slowdown, it's just a resting period. QD is another one, very similar to Lending Club. Another little bit of just getting wrecked down here. So at some point, these IPOs, these particular, I think will come back to life and they'll be worth trading. It just doesn't make any sense for them to come on the exchange and then just get beat up like that and then just go away. I would say, Frank, if Lending Club paid dividends, I would be a bigger proponent to hopping in. But I can always get back in at some point later if it starts showing a little bit better interest. I didn't like their product that much. The website was easy to use. Customer service was nice. Simple, just didn't really make me much money. Support here at 1138, a little bit of resistance. Yeah, I don't have much on QD. I mean, again, I need to close above 1142 for it to make me excited. When I do absolute zero plays, when I'm meeting a stock, when I buy a stock and it's a cheap level and it's at a low price, if I'm going to invest in that company, I really want to know what the company does. I'm going to learn a lot about them. I don't really know anything about QD. I know a little bit. They're similar to Lending Club, I believe. But I gotta like the product. I gotta know how they make money. I gotta love them. Here's gold, and gold is real sideways. So someone was asking me not too long ago my thoughts on gold, and my answer was iron condor all the way. I've done a bull put spread in my time on gold, and really, I mean, just 121 or below. Just depends on how far out you're going to go. So if you did like a June 121, yep, there's just no money. Frank says, I see. Okay, all right, man. So this will be a bull put spread I was looking at for June. There's just no money down there. July, there would obviously be some. I don't know if I don't think I want to go that far out until July. July, if I wanted to, I could sell the 121, 120. 121 I could sell for 56 cents. 120 I could sell for 40 cents, which is a 16% return. That's really not too shabby at all. July, though, is kind of forever away. July for 16 cents. I mean, if it closed below 123, I could just buy another put to protect just in case. Yeah, I like that plan. It's been a while since I've done a bull put spread on gold. It's been a little bit. 121, 120, July bull put spread. 56 and 40, 16-cent limit. Okay, GLD bull put spread. I really don't have that many option sales out there right now. I need some risk on the table. Credit spread, real life trading, bull put spread, GLD. Again, if you've never done one, you're welcome to do this one virtually. Below the 100 SMA on the weekly and 100 SMA on daily. Gold is just really sideways right now. So once I publish this, then I'll put on my chart some of the prices I'm going to figure are important. I want to know where the gold's at. Show me the gold. So I do have a spread on Goldman Sachs, which we're going to look at. I have a spread open on Disney, but that's it. That is it right now. No put sales. I got covered calls. Those don't really count. 2018 GLD 121, 120. Target credit 16 cents. July 20th, 2018. My first July. First time I've ever done a July 20th, 2018 position. Okay, so now that that's there, I'm going to come in. I'm going to put this, I'll make that blue. What's today's date? 5/11/18. And I'm going to put, unless we close below there, I really won't care. Won't be upset about it. But if we also do close below here, I'm going to buy a put to protect. Buy to open a put as protection, just in case. With a close below here. So does that mean you could just buy a put there for a swing trade? I mean, yeah, it's certainly possible. There's just a lot of support there. So if we close below there, I'll look at, consider, maybe buying a put. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And if that does occur, then I can always hop into a, bear call spread. I don't want to get into a bear call spread yet because we're not really quite high enough. But to sum that up, if I went with a 132, yeah, okay, so there's only 10 cents of premium, which is not bad up here for July. Only 10 cents, but if it pops a little bit over the next week or two and I can sell it for more, I will, and that could turn into a really profitable condor. So that's my thoughts on gold. Next on the list is AAOI, which we are going to be updating today into just a regular old stop limit. 32.73, which means we're going to have to update our entry, lower our shares. So we come over here to swing trade. 32.73, because at this point it looks like she's just going to break out. Updated entry, lowering shares. Modified AAOI entry. Because at this point, I mean, today is a perfectly inside day candle, which means this is a pennant from heaven. And, you know, obviously I don't know what direction it's going to break. I'm hoping it does this, could do this. Either way is fine. But if it was a pop, the pressure is building because today is a perfect inside day candle. Here's your exponential moving averages, right? You're kind of hanging on 20. Weekly chart, you're just kind of chilling. Hourly chart looks a little bit bearish, but again, you got that 100 acting as support. So maybe we bounce off, maybe we don't. The last time we bounced off the 100, we bounced and then rotated right back down just to stop everybody out. We got gapped. So I will say if that doesn't trigger, if this doesn't trigger by end of day Wednesday, let's cancel or readjust or find something else. So AAOI, because at that point, it just, I don't know what it'll do, but it probably won't be great. Okay, BMY. I was looking at BMY yesterday to go long. How much risk do we have out there? Full R, half an R on Carvana. These two are still open, and Philip Morris did trigger in for an R. Okay, we have risk available. All right, so bullish limit buy. Now, do I want to do this with shares or do I want to do this with options? Let's go find out. So very similar position. I have July though. July options, 51.69. So that would mean I would probably do a 52.50, just one strike out of the money. July 20th, and pop over here, and we would look to buy that at $1.78 with a stop at 78 cents. Yep. $1.78, July 20, 2018 calls. Cows. It's weird how just adding one L can change the whole word. And the stop would be 78 cents based on the option pricing chart. And that'll be a new trade on BMY. Okay, so today is 5/11/2018, BMY. $1.78 by 78 cents. And again, you could do shares, you could do options. It's really up to you. This is just trying to buy a blue chip stock at a low price off of support, buy low, sell high, which means it may work and it may not, but it certainly could. So, okay. Bristol Myers, Garmin, GRMN. I mentioned it was going to pop probably yesterday or today. It might actually have one more day in it. So this one's for you, Don. If she breaks above here, bullish stop limit 59.62 with the stop at 58.98. That could be a kind of a cool trade. I'm not going to take that one personally. It is a retest gap, and it's trying to retest. It's trying to double bottom off the hourly. Well, double bottom, or it's trying to do some type of accumulation. And really, I could just do 59.62 by 58.62. Just have that dollar worth of risk, and then increase the stop up to lose less than R. Because here's your moving averages. I mean, the 100's right there, but even that setup is about a 1-to-1 to the 100. So Dawn says she's in already with a stop at 58.20. All right. Well, let's see what she does. I'll be keeping an eye on it. I'll come back and look at that, I don't know, Thursday of next week for you. GRMN, done. Next on the list, MOMO. Ticker symbol MOMO. Interesting. Wowzers. What an interesting little candle. We might not get a chance to catch that until earnings. Earnings on MOMO, May 22nd. So about a week. It's a pretty aggressive little trade. I'll wait to do it officially. I'll just wait it out. I'll just put the analysis on for fun. James says he bought some Wednesday. All right, my man. Appreciate that intel, my brother. Goldman Sachs. Do you have a bull put spread on Goldman Sachs? I do love the candle. It is a new white soldier, one white soldier candle. I don't know why I have my spread unravel exit there. I should have it right here. Below the 100 simple on a weekly. But yeah, that's what it looks like. And we got the 100 simple at 222. I'm sorry. Yeah, 222.35. This is a June bull put spread. What I would love to see, I mean, this is really kind of relative to the market as well, but we've had a good move. So if we do pull back and bounce, that would be really exciting. We certainly do not have to, right? Just throwing that out there. I trust the bullish market at this point, meaning it has steam. So if Goldman Sachs trades sideways 2 or 3 days and breaks out of here, that's going to be pretty much a no-brainer. Should be a good little hustle and flow. So that's all I got on Goldman Sachs. Next on the list is Carvana. Ticker symbol CVNA. Gorgeous gap on Carvana. This one does have an interesting short float, and we did get filled at our half an hour at 26.67. Yates sold a put at 23. And we really shouldn't break below the low of this candle. There's no specific need for that. I was kind of hoping we wouldn't get this exact candle today. But here's what we're going to do. So this is a kind of important part of the webinar because I'm going to hop over to an add and reduce calculator. And we'll mathematically see how much shares we can add to this trade. So original entry, 26.67. This is on the day trading worksheet that you guys all have. 26.67 with 23.87 is the original stop. Risk is 250 because my risk is 500, so it's half of my R. New entry, I want to get in at 28.10. 28.10. I want to have my new stop on all positions at 25.99. And I want to have, so that says current risk 0.24, available risk 0.46. So if I want a new risk of 0.5, I could do that. I could add 31 shares and still only lose half an R if I add that trade. Meaning, so this is my risk is still half an hour on the trade. If I take this, move it up to 28.10, type in 28.01, thanks. It won't change it much, but good catch, Frank. Thank you, sir. 28.10, bullish stop limit. Add and reduce shares, add shares and reduce risk. First one we've done of these in a while, so I figured, hey, might as well practice them. Our original entry was 26.67, and so we're going to take the new stop and we're going to put it at 25.99, and that'll be the new stop for all shares. So if we do this, right, that, and then we rotate down into here and I get stopped out, I will lose half an R. But if we do this and we really crank out of here, and that could be a really solid trade. So come in here, swing trade, update this one, update it, add and reduce entry. And this is going to be 28.10 with a stop at 25.99. And again, you can use this calculator and calculate the amount of shares. So for example, in the other setup, it'd be 100. So you'd add 12 new shares if you had a $200 R, because that was our original risk. $100. So you'd be adding to the trade. Now, if you don't want to do that and it's too complicated, then just don't. Or you can buy more shares, or you could just, if you're not in Carvana at all, you can do 28.10 by 25.99 and just risk your 1R like normal. It's totally fine. But I do like that gap. I do like your put sale gates. And over here on, let me go back to the swing trade. So you'll notice these amount of shares here at 95. So that's not the amount of shares that I'll be buying based on this $200 risk, right? So that's just calculating how many shares you would base if both of these trades were $200. You can update these as well, but the reason you don't want to update them is because when you do the formula, if you have $100 R's in there and we exit, it'll show as a full 1R. It doesn't know that our risk is normally 2. So this position, right, was half of the position. And so this position will be whatever that calculator told you to put. Cool. So Carvana, bullish trend continuation. IQ, so lost small on this one today. I say lost small, pretty much lost my average amount. Trying to just do a day trade. Realistically, this is a beautiful retest of this double bottom. Ashley and myself got triggered into some IQs. So she's in as well. And, you know, great article. Posted the article on Tuesday. Had a fantastic gap on Wednesday. Just absolutely smoked it yesterday and is retesting today. The more this retest, the better I like it. We'll see exactly how long it ends up retesting for. But if it keeps up in here and retests too long, then I'm sure we can set up some type of official swing trade. But IQ, a little bit of a double bottom, looks good. Interested to see what happens again. Next on the list is FCX, and FCX is not really doing all that much. Here's the weekly, and here's the long-term moving average on the weekly. It's just really chopping around. So it did break out of that resistance. So if I draw the resistance right here, it broke out, retested, morning star reversal. 100 is going to press it higher. We'll probably chop around here for eventually for a while and slowly grind higher. FCX is going to take a long time to do anything great. I did a lot of put sales on this one. got to put some shares, end up getting out of the trade pretty much for break even. The monthly chart, there's nothing really propping it up other than these higher lows right there. So I don't have any position presently on FCX, just watching it. It is a little bit of a retest. So if you were looking at a position down in this general direction, I'd probably be focusing on a bullish one. I do like this little doji right here. And if it can do something like this for me between now and Wednesday, let me go ahead and draw that, something like this, we might be able to catch the pop because all of this candle could get filled pretty easily. Okay, TCEHY, 10-cent holdings. Nothing really. Had a good gap yesterday. And yeah, it's pretty much about it. Nice little bounce off the 200. 44.44 would be another good spot to really pick some up. But I love that candle. You know, it almost hit the weekly on the 50. So if you're holding out for that 50, you got ever so close. That's a very pretty candle. And there are a few people who have a share or 7 of 10-cent holdings, kind of longer term. Yeah, looks pretty. Nothing really crazy to see on 10-cent. Bank of America. So Bank of America, that's a one white soldier on a weekly chart. Looks good. Kind of reminds me a little bit of that candle or that candle or that candle, all three of which eventually went higher. So that's probably what Bank of America will do. It's Bank of America. Stock right now is healthy. It'll probably just eventually squeak out a little bit higher. Very nice little pennant pattern in here. A bunch of white candles in a row. Again, very similar to last week. If Monday has a strong pop, you could trust it. I would hope it happens on Tuesday. Tuesday would give us even more time to allow the stock to rest and then break out. I know we've had a lot of white candles in a row. We have one inside day, so if we do get a good pop on Monday, it should be fine, because the thing is, you got to remember the bullish sentiment, or the bullish momentum, if you will, still has a long way to go, because we've been chopping sideways for so long. Some bulls can really come to show, they can really show up. So that's what I got on Bank of America. Next on the list is DE, Deere & Company, and I did not play this, unfortunately. Had a beautiful pullback of 132.38. Look at that gap on the weekly. Hold on. Very nice gap and go. Had a really cute high wave spinning candle after that gap. I didn't see this one at all. Otherwise, we would have been in this one, even with just a half an R. Entry there, stop there. Small position, even a quarter of an R, just to snag some. On Deere & Company would have been pretty nice. So earnings is around the corner on DE. I'll put on the list for Thursday of next week. And this is what I would like it to do. Not saying it will, but if DE does something like this, that'd be really nice. My girl Sharon snagged some shares of DE. All right. Very nice. Very pretty location. Love the pullback. Here's the 50, and above the 50 got a morning star on the 50. That thing could break out nicely in a few weeks to months, so I hope you bought 1,000 or so. Next on the list, BIDU, B-I-D-U. Distribution phase, working on breaking out. It's at a resistance right now, so it's not just gonna, crush. I mean, obviously it's could. Chinese Google, Baidu is. So eventually she'll go higher. Nice distribution phase. Buy low, sell high. I wouldn't short it right now, personally, because the trend is bullish. Unless, of course, Baidu gapped down on Monday below the low of today's candle. That would cause it to be a little bit bearish, I feel like. Other than that, here's your long terms. Those look good. Here's the weekly. Again, that looks good. And best case, it trades all the way back down and gives you another opportunity to buy. Phenomenal hammer candle. Earnings gap up right here. Very pretty pennant, and then just grind it a little bit higher. I like it. Got about 9 minutes. We can get through those stocks. General Dynamics, ticker symbol GD, with the recent move, had a really good pullback. Talked about this one as well last week, actually, and mentioned here's a high wave candle and here's an inside candle. So my analysis back on last Friday was if it makes a higher high, go long, or at least it's the place to buy low, sell high. So the weekly chart, you got the 100 on a weekly at 188.31. This was a pretty healthy, comfortable pullback for General Dynamics. It needed it. So it's probably going to start distributing up here, something like this. So GD, I think I missed most of the premium on this one for a spread. Yeah, I missed the premium. No premium. All right, nothing for me then. But I should have done it last week sometime. Anyway, if you're in GD, stay in. Next on the list is Boeing, which is kind of similar to all the other companies in a way, except Boeing just held strong. This stock is comically high, but it's just distributing, hanging out, doing its thing, relaxing, being all cool, shooting some basketball outside of school. So give this one some time. I don't really have a setup on Boeing. I don't have any positions in Boeing. I'd love more of a distribution. So, if it does rotate back down to a support, go long, but in the same instance, it's a nice trend. So what I could say with a high degree of certainty, if we break this resistance on Boeing, she's gonzo. Gone with the wind. Classes, can you possibly look at A and B today? A and AB. I think I can squeeze it in. Next on the list is Citigroup, ticker symbol C. I know Ashley's dad has a share or two of this one. Really pretty double bottom. This is what Don West is looking at specializing in. And very, very nice hammer candle. I like this pattern a lot because, well, whoever bought here, let's call them the orange traders, made a lot of money. And they sold at the 200, and they did the exact same thing again. But with this candle came increased volume. The next candle had almost the exact same high, and it was a bullish candle, so the bullish pressure was increasing. Entry would have been right above those wicks. Stop would have been right there. And probably would have sold some today or the other day for about 2 Rs. It's a good looking trade. I didn't trade that, obviously. Wish I did, but camping and everything, not that big of a deal. I didn't see it. Had I didn't see it, I would have been in. Looks like a double bottom to me. And 2018 target is still 83.52 on Citigroup. Next for my boy Jaden is JPMorgan. Possible double bottom as well on JP Morgan. Here's the daily chart at a little bit of resistance. And Jaden has a 116 covered call expiring next Friday. This one will get close. It will depend on what the market does, Jaden, but I think you're going to be okay. I do believe if you get called away up here, you'll be profitable. If you don't get called away, congrats. Do another one for June or July, and probably July, and just do it at a new all-time high, like a 122, 120, 125, something like that. James says bought first 69.50 of holding on Citigroup. Nice. So James is bullish on the banks with his JP Morgan and Citigroup. All right, Champ Sauce. I hope she goes to 1,000 for you, my brother. Next on the list, someone was asking about LFIN earlier, and LFIN still halted. Wow. Still halted. Crazy town. Gosh, that would suck. I mean, think about it. I mean, there are people who certainly went bullish on this thing right here at that support. Just, you know, your average trade. Now, granted, the thing went from an IPO of this and then did this, which was ridiculous. Didn't have any shares to short, and then it made a mockery of the stock market for a while. Very volatile. So somewhat, I mean, there are people getting hosed on this one. Wow is the only thing I can say on LongFin. It's almost at a loss for words. I haven't seen anything like that really in my career. A and B, oops, I didn't type that in right. That's Anheuser-Busch, ANBEV. A and AB. Sideways and bullish. Earnings have come out, newer IPO, a little bit of an expensive stock, kind of an interesting lower shadow. Looks like it's kind of tracking the market some. Phenomenal breakout back here in 2017, which I did not catch any of that. But that gap and go, I don't know where I put this one on my list, but I missed that in a big way. That's only because, James, you weren't here yet, and that's why I missed that trade. But with you here now, I'm missing a lot less trades, so I feel confident that the next one that happens, we'll catch it together. That was lovely and delicious in every way. So now, after a huge run-up, and I do mean huge, $30 to $130, it's going to distribute, trade sideways, chop around, bullish to neutral for a while. Let it keep doing its thing. Don't see anything delectably delicious on that stock right now. Got one more I want to look at. Let's look at Spotify. Spotify. Ooh, inside day candle on Spotify. One more day, and I'm probably going to set that up on Monday. I just need to move some stops on some things and figure out if I'm too much risk exposure. But Spotify, I'm good with a bull or bear, but bull pop, and there's going to be some serious people trapped. Okay, what do you want to look at on Monday? Monday is Merchant Monday, but of course, you just tell me what you want to look at, and I'll put on the list. That's all I've got written down so far. Ash wants to look at Walmart, can do. Jessica, got it. Sounds good. Looks like Monday will be really easy for me. Ladies and gentlemen from around the world, thanks for logging in this week. Thank you for helping us enrich lives. You are wonderful human beings. I appreciate you tremendously. And until next time, remember, love life, live life, and trade it. I will see you all later. Have a great weekend. Goodbye.